Hey Underdogs, welcome back to Underdogs Rise, the podcast where we rise together. The longer I live, the more I realise that we have our own gardens. The gardens of our mind, the gardens of our soul, the gardens of our relationships, our grief, our healing, our dreams, our purpose. They are all gardens. And every single day, whether we realise it or not, we are planting something. Some are planting resentment. Some are planting fear, bitterness. And honestly, who could blame them? Life can be cruel. It can be brutal. Loss changes people. Disappointment changes people. Rejection changes people. But pain is strange. It's like a double-edged sword. If we don't tend to treat it with care, it spreads like weeds. And that crosses the whole landscape of what we believe to be true. That's why our gardens matter. Because gardens are teaching us something very powerful. You may not be able to control every storm, but you can always choose how you continue to grow. I think many of us, just like how flowers are, we can sometimes neglect the process that those flowers grow and how they grow. We want peace without patience, love without vulnerability, and healing without honesty, and growth without discomfort. But every real garden requires dirt on your hands. Maybe your roots are growing before your flowers bloom. You see, just like how bamboo is, it's planted deep underground, in the dark, in the soil. And it can be there up to 4 years. And then something happens, something shifts. And the first shoot appears. From the outside, it appears buried, forgotten, invisible. But underneath, the life is still forming, and that's when the shoot appears. I know some of you that may be listening to this are buried beneath grief, buried beneath anxiety or uncertainty. But buried and planted can look very similar. Just don't give up on yourself too early. Some seasons in life aren't meant for blooming. Some seasons in life are meant for becoming. Our garden teaches us about attention. And whatever you water grows. If you decide to water fear every day, fear will grow. If you decide to water comparison every day, insecurity grows. And if you decide to water anger every day, anger becomes your language. But what if you water compassion? What if you water discipline and gratitude? And what if you just decide to water them in a small amount? And eventually your inner world begins to change. Not overnight, not instantly, but slowly. Just how nature does it. Here is something that I have found difficult to learn. Not everyone deserves access to your garden. Some people only know how to trample what they did not help grow. But that doesn't mean that I hate them. Or for you to hate them. It means that you finally understand boundaries. You see, a healthy garden, the ones that we produce, needs fences too. Protecting your own peace is not selfish. Resting is not weakness. And taking care of your emotional well-being is not something you need to apologise for. Because exhausted souls struggle to grow beautiful things. I think grief changes our gardens more than anything else. Loss has a way of tearing through us. And after loss, many of us may feel empty, like the colour has disappeared from the world. But gardens also teach us this. Even when trees appear to be lifeless, they are still working beneath the surface, and their roots are still alive, and maybe yours are too. Maybe your heart is recovering in ways that nobody else can see yet. That matters. That really matters. And it matters to you. Our garden also reminds us that healing is shared. It's like of an evening with sunflowers. During the day, that they will direct themselves towards the sun, and of an evening they will turn to each other. That is what we can decide to do ourselves. That is why your healing matters, not just for you, but for all of us. Because we are all deeply connected more than we realise. And we are all standing in each other's garden. Think about the words that you speak to yourself internally. Those words that nobody else hears. Would you plant those words into soil in your own garden? Would you water them every day? So many people speak to themselves with a cruelty that they would never use towards another human being. You can call yourself broken, weak, unworthy, unlovable. But the gardens that we create are the proof that broken ground can still produce beauty. Maybe your garden doesn't look like someone else's, and that's okay. Some people bloom early, and some of us bloom slowly. And some of us had to survive storms others never had to face. But comparing your beginning to someone else's will cause you a lot of internal damage. You will feel that you have to rush through life. You'll have to feel like you have to rush through healing. You have to spend the time healing you. Because your time matters. And how you use your time matters more than anything. Maybe the greatest lesson that our garden teaches us is that love is not something we merely feel. It is also something that we can cultivate. It takes presence, it takes patience, it takes forgiveness, and it takes honesty. Love is checking in on people. Love is listening. Love is trying to stay soft in a world that has tried to harden you. And love is choosing compassion. So today, family, ask yourself, what am I planting inside myself today? What am I watering every day? What seeds need pruning in my life? What plants need pruning? What no longer belongs in my garden? What beautiful thing inside of me deserves to grow? Because our lives are not over. The story is not finished. And there are still flowers in each and every one of us that the world has not seen yet. Take care of your garden, protect your peace, water your soul, and trust that even now beneath the surface, something beautiful is becoming. Underdogs rise, and we rise together.